With this energy of moving forward fearlessly, someone is so excited about the future potential between the two of you. This is somebody who feels like they have met their match in you, and this is kind of like, my search is over. I have searched long and hard for somebody that could, put up with kind of the more difficult parts of me and also help to sort of bring out the best in me in times where I have lost sight of what is important. When I have a hard time just sort of loosening up, kind of just laughing, letting all of the stress go and be in the midst of life, but also somebody that is able to kind of, tighten up and stand beside me shoulder to shoulder as we face responsibilities, duties, and obligations that we have, as we crush our goals and reach towards that energy of raw potential, fully empowered, so that we can each build and continue to maintain our lives as things that we don't need a vacation from, that we are excited to wake up every morning in the experiences that we're having. And if we are not, we are committed to doing what we can in order to work with what we have in order to kind of make that dream life possible. And this is someone that feels that they have found that in you. They have found their right match. They have found the other part of like a power couple. Like with you, they feel very empowered, very balanced. And so this is somebody that is like, yeah, I'm fully in. I'm all in as far as what happens next between the two of us. What do we need to confront in terms of fears that stand between the two of us and deeper emotional expression, or linking our lives together in the physical world more precisely with one another? This is somebody that is like, I am all in for, the experience of you giving me the fullness of yourself that you are comfortable with at this particular stage in our connection, so that I can be a safe space for you to be vulnerable. And I can also be somebody who is strong and confident enough within myself to receive the sweetness of the love that you have to offer, that maybe people you've dealt with in the past who were unable to receive love, kind of avoidant personality types, might have run away from. When you tried to open your heart and to express yourself fully, you were greeted with silence or with distance. This is somebody that does not want to give you that kind of experience. This is somebody that is like completely open, completely ready to be vulnerable with you on all levels, so that you understand that this situation, this person, this circumstance has real lasting potential, has long-term potential. This isn't somebody that just wants a temporary circumstance with you. They become more and more certain every single day that you are the right fit for them, that you're the one that they have been looking for. Have beauty. So this person finds you to be very captivating. Your contradictions are so captivating. This is somebody that feels that whatever you've got going on in your life right now, even if you've been going through, like some tough times, or you've not been feeling your best, and you've had to kind of like lean on them, you've had to confide in them about certain things, or maybe for some of you, you're kind of, you had to figure a lot of things out on your own throughout your life, and so that's your method, that's your way. When things get tough, you go in the shell and you just kind of like, you get down to business, you get things done. You move through the storms. You don't let those things shake you. That whatever that looks like, this person fully sees that. Like, they see you for who you are, and they really like respect that. They really admire that. They really love the fact that you are so giving to other people. You almost kind of like put a lot of other people's needs above your own, not as somebody who doesn't know their worth and value, but they see you as somebody that is able to kind of like show up for others even when you're not feeling best. They see you as a giver as well, somebody that is very generous with your time, with your affection, even in ways in which you're working on things very privately, very silently, working to kind of up level, improve in some sort of way. They understand that it's more than for just like personal success, or so that you can have like accolades and improve your circumstances, but there's almost that this person sees and understands when you are feeling better, when you're feeling accomplished, when you're feeling good about yourself, or you've managed stress, or you've kind of like moved through those difficult periods. You don't just keep that to yourself. You're not just very selfish with that. It enhances the way in which you're able to show up for other people, show up for people that matter in your life, show up for your community, show up even for them. And so they find beauty within that. This is somebody that also sees that a person like you, because you have such a giving nature, you inspire this person to be very kind of like protective over you. Like you can take care of yourself, but this is somebody that's like, I don't want to take you for granted. I don't want to use you. I don't want to make you feel like you are having to kind of like overgive to me in some sort of way. So you're motivating this person to learn how to like self-soothe, to do a better job at like managing their own emotions. They may be kind of like following your example in anything you've been having to deal with in terms of stress or bigger goals in your life. This is somebody that's looking around and kind of like, how can I beautify my own life? How can I improve my own condition or my own circumstances, so that even if the world around us is full of, like stress and things that are kind of outside of our control, that we are building sort of like a peace at home, a sanctuary at home that we can have for ourselves, and then kind of exchange that with one another. We also have honoring your true feelings. So this person definitely wants to communicate and express to you more in a variety of ways how much you mean to them, how much the time spent with you means to them, even how much they stand beside you in silent solidarity as you have had to direct your focus towards other things. This is somebody that wants you to know, like, I have your back no matter what. I will show up and I will be loud and kind of aggressive and moving through obstacles next to you if that's what you need, but I will also be that kind of stoic, silent support system that just sort of lets the world around you know very silently, kind of like, hey, this person, this giver, this beautiful soul is not to be messed with, because even if they walk alone, they do not come alone. This is somebody who feels that almost kind of like they want this experience of love to be something that is like sheltering for the two of you. They feel like this love can be an armor for the two of you, against kind of like things that would again disturb your peace, upset that flow, upset that balance. This is somebody that feels like we can have this sort of sanctuary between the two of us, and in the midst of that, we are able to kind of conquer the obstacles that stand around us, either to like deeper partnership with one another, or as it feels almost like that this love, this experience, this connection, even expressing that more and kind of bringing peace of mind to you, authenticity to what is expressed, that this is something that can definitely like empower the ways in which the two of you move very individually, very privately, very in like an all-encompassing sense through your day-to-day reality in other ways. We also have be honest with yourself. Yeah, so this person has really been asking themselves like serious questions. Am I ready for what happens next in the situation? Because this is somebody that does not want to kind of like overpromise and under deliver. This is somebody that wants to create empowered change with you. They want to actively and consciously take steps forward, not just little baby steps forward, but this is somebody that's like, we are ready. I am ready in this connection to take that big leap with you. I am ready to stand beside you, even if there's a period of time where, we need to kind of wait for circumstances around us to settle, things to adjust, things to clear out before there is space and room for our love to flourish more thoroughly. I'm in for that. I'm invested in that. I'm not looking for something that is easy, that's kind of quick, that is very accessible, or that it's just a sure path forward. If this is sort of a treacherous journey forward, like if there's distance between the two of you, and so kind of that may be something that is very testing on you, kind of like, okay, we got to establish trust even though there's like hundreds of miles or even thousands of miles between the two of us. Maybe this is somebody that is going through a divorce, or you're going through a divorce, fresh out of a divorce, fresh out of a relationship, for you or for them. And so it's kind of like, okay, here's this connection, but I need to take some time to kind of grieve or close out that other cycle before I just step forth into something else. Or I understand you need to do that before you are able to sort of show up fully in a new chapter, in a new experience, in this partnership that we can have with one another. This is somebody that is like, I'm here for that. I'm here for you through that experience, or I recognize and acknowledge how you are here for me through that experience as it's taking place within my own life. So this is somebody that wants to like continue to hold your hand, continue to hold your hand in the silence, continue to let the world see that it's like, I choose this person. This is where my life is leading. This is who I am aligned with. This is what fits as far as that experience of like an empowered love. And so they're wanting to express that out to you, wanting to show that to you in a way that might be even kind of significant, just just quietly between the two of you, something that has meaning that only sort of is known between the two of you. But then this is also something where if you've had to keep your relationship kind of quiet or private at this point, they don't want to continue to have to exist behind the veil. This is something that it's like, I want us to try and find ways forward to sort of cut through all of that, to rip away at the ways in which we've been having to be cloaked, or we've been having to kind of be, restraining ourselves or holding back in some sort of way. I want us to find a way forward so that these experiences we're having, this love, this connection, these emotions have kind of this room to sort of grow and blossom and stretch out into the open, where everyone can see, where it can be known, where it becomes our reality. We also have stand your ground. Yeah, so this person is definitely like standing beside you through any kind of like fears or doubts that may be surfacing within them. This is someone that's like, I'm not running. I'm not turning away. I am not looking away from the love that emanates from your eyes, that reflects to me all the potential that is possible between the two of us, that has the power to kind of neutralize any sort of hurt and wounding and fears that have surfaced from previous disappointments, previous heartbreaks. In your presence, in your eyes, this person feels cleansed. They feel renewed. They feel like a fresh start, a new beginning is possible. Like all the disappointments of the past were kind of creating the right circumstances within them for this connection with you to kind of wash away all that pain. Not that none of that stuff happened or existed before, but it's something that is helping this person understand those disappointments and the ways that might have changed the way that they love, changed the way they love themselves. They're crystallizing all of that into wisdom at this point. What to do better in this circumstance with you based on what they know has not worked in the past. You make this person very hopeful in terms of like the future between the two of you, because there's a sense of, even if we got it wrong in other connections, I think we can get it right with one another. We know what not to do. We've been through that kind of like tough experience, through that school of hard knocks, where we're careless with the gift of love and connection, where we didn't show up as our best selves, where we let kind of outside interferences pollute the experience of that love, that connection, that harmony between ourselves and another person. In this circumstance with you, there's the ability to do things different, to learn from those past experiences, and to show up in a way that is more adamant, that is more defiant. Fear will not penetrate this experience of love and corrupt it. The flaws of the past, the mistakes of the past will not have influence, will not have bearing, will not hold weight in this circumstance with you, where it is possible to move forth very consciously in the direction of like a conscious partnership, something where it's like, I am with you through thick and thin. I'm with you through good times and bad. This is somebody who is building fortitude inside of themselves because you motivate them to do that. This love is worth whatever they have to fight. Fight the urge to run. Fight the urge to kind of doubt themselves. Fight the urge to feel like, if you're such a giver, if you're so generous with your energy, with your time, with your affection, with your light, with your love, maybe you don't need a protector. Maybe you don't want a protector. Like, they're fighting those what ifs. And there's a sense of like, whatever their instinct is, to stand beside you silently, to proclaim very loudly, even in subtle ways, just sort of loud compared to, that energy of just an energetic exchange. They're fighting the urge to sort of like second guess that. This is somebody who is listening to what their heart is telling them as far as this connection. They're trusting in that as the authority. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.